For this video tutorial, we will be refreshing our minds on creating viewports. Remember, the viewport is what displays the views of our model space objects. So in front of us, we have our model space. And when we select our layout tab and go to our paper space, this is where we will insert our viewports. The default of the program for AutoCAD is when you go to your layout tab, a viewport will already be created. It is okay to select it and delete it and create your own viewport to your own size. Simply by typing in the word "view" and pressing enter, we can look at our command, and the first thing we could do is specify the corner of our viewport. So if I was to go and left click and drag my mouse, left click to drop, I now have created that viewport on my screen. Another option, showing here in a new fresh paper space with no viewport, we can always take a look at typing in the word Viewports. When viewports are opened, we have a list of viewport orders in which we can place on our paper space. We can have 2 vertical viewports, 2 horizontal viewports, and so forth. We also can have the single viewport that we just created. If you are choosing any of these viewport layouts, once you have them selected and you press OK, now we still have to specify the first corner because we need to know how large it would be on our screen. So if you just left click and drag and drop when you are ready, now you have the 2 separate viewports, 1 and 2. Let's take a look at another layout and other ways of getting viewports. Again, we have our blank paper space with no viewport. If you go to your ribbon and look in your panel under your layout tab and select layout, coming and taking a look where we have our layout viewports, in your drop down you will have rectangle, polygon, and object. Of course, we know hovering over all of these would tell us what each of these viewports do and how to create them. Again, if we select that rectangle and I left click and drag my mouse, I now have a rectangular viewport. Using the polygon option, this is where we can create irregular shape viewports defined by specifying those points. So if I select polygon, most times I like to make sure that my ortho and my on snaps are turned on. And I can begin to now draw my polygon shape. And I'm just creating this shape here. Once my shape is created, I'm off a little bit, but that's okay. And I'm going to press enter. Now I have made this shape my viewport. That's that irregular shape. Clicking inside of it, we can see that viewport is there, and I can scroll and scale my drawing as needed. The third option is that object. And this is where we can create a viewport from a specific object. I'm going to click to my home tab and I'm going to choose circle and just simply draw myself a circle here. And I want this circle now to be the viewport so I can see my model space objects. Going back to my layout, coming to the layout viewports and selecting object. When it has me to specify my viewport or my object, I'm going to select my circle. In selecting that circle, now this circle shape will hold or be my viewport for my view of things in my model space. A lot of times you will see the object viewport and sometimes those polygon viewports when we want to specify or zoom in or create a bubble of a specific detail within our drawing. Now that you have refreshed your mind on creating viewports and also may have seen other ways of creating different size viewports, you should be able to proceed in working in your AutoCAD program to create as many viewports as needed to be customized on your drawings.